All right, let's learn how to sew. So first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your threads are pulled to the back of your machine. That's really important. So both threads from the bobbin and from the top are in the back of my machine. So next what you're going to do is I found these wonderful sewing sheets online that I just printed, and we're going to sew on paper today. These are free. I downloaded them from All Free Sewing, but you can even just draw your own if you would like. But they are fantastic, and there's lots of sheets that you can use and you can practice sewing so that you can get a feel for how to handle your sewing machine, because sometimes it's kind of tricky to handle a sewing machine. So we're going to first we're going to take we're going to line it up on the line, and we're going to put down the lever in the back, and the lever in the back puts it down the presser foot. Okay, so then we've got it lined up right on the line. We're going to turn our hand wheel while holding the threads in the back. We turn the hand wheel and put the needle down in the machine. Now we're going to start to sew, and we sew a little bit forward, and as we sew, make sure you're holding those threads as you start. And holding the threads in the back is important on the older machines, because if you don't hold the threads, it can cause it to jam, and jamming threads is no fun. All right, so we're going to start sewing. We've got our needle down in, and we're going to turn the hand wheel, and we start sewing a couple of stitches, and then we're going to back stitch. And this is my back stitch lever right here, and on my machine I push it down and it back stitches. On some other machines it'll be right up here on the top, and you'll have to find that on your machine. And then you continue sewing down that straight line, doing a beautiful straight stitch, and then when you get to the end you're going to back stitch again. Do you know what the back stitching does? Back stitching locks your thread in place, so it's not going to go anywhere and it's not going to come unsewn. And then you pull your threads out and you clip your threads, and look, you have sewn a straight line. Congratulations and good job. All right, so there are so many different kinds of sewing sheets that you can get. This next one that I have has angles on it, so we're going to try that one. So what we do is we're going to put it under our presser foot. We're going to line it up, making sure again our threads are in the back, and then we're going to line it up on the line, and we're going to start right here. We're going to put down the foot, and we're going to start to sew just a little bit, holding those threads, putting our needle down in the machine to start, and then we will sew forward a little bit, doing a little back stitch. And you will notice on this one that we have corners and angles. How in the world are we going to do the angles? Well, we are going to sew down just a little bit, and when we get there, we're going to put our needle down into the machine, and then it'll hold them. We're going to lift up the back lever to lift up the presser foot. We're going to turn the paper or fabric. Then we're going to put the lever back down on, and we're going to continue to sew. When you get down to the corner, you're going to twist your hand wheel again, put your needle down in your machine, lift up the lever, put it back down, and continue to sew. Some machines have an automatic needle position where you can put it down in your machine and you won't have to worry about twisting your hand wheel. So there are lots of sewing sheets out there. Let me show you some of the other ones that I got. I have one that is circles. Circles would be so good to have because it'll teach you how to sew a circle or how to sew around curves and different things in your sewing, which is really important. But I suggest that you get online or you just draw some of your own and practice sewing on paper. And then our next time we get together, we'll be able to sew something that's not on paper. We'll actually use fabric.